what the TRX is all about. If you're just tuning in, you've already seen this thumbnail and you know this video is about our most recent purchase, the Ram TRX Final Edition. This vehicle is an exclusive vehicle. It's the last year of the TRX, comes in an exclusive color, and this is number 3000. And we just could not resist the opportunity that we had to purchase one of these vehicles. We're sad to see the Jeep go. We're sad to turn in the Wagoneer, but man, does this make you not feel so bad as soon as you get in and hit the go pedal. Welcome back to Quick Shifts. My name is Jason, and this is our brand new 2024 Final Edition Ram TRX with the supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi engine. Well guys, if you've checked the thumbnail and been following us on Instagram, you know that we've done it again. We ended up trading in our 2022 Wagoneer and our 2023 Jeep 4xe because we had the opportunity to pick this up at a great price and we couldn't resist it. How many opportunities are you going to get to pick up a TRX on the final edition in the final year of production? So we took that chance and we went ahead and picked this unit up. And I'm going to apologize now for the fisheye that I have to use because this thing is big and I can't get it on the screen without going to that fisheye view. So this again is the Final Edition, and a couple things that you can tell by that is one, the color. This is a limited edition color just for 2024, and I believe it, someone will correct me in the comments here, but I believe it's only on the Final Edition. We have the wheel package with the optional ring lock that you can pick up for that. And on the back, how you can tell for our Final Edition is the shade of the TRX, I've been told. Again, someone can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I was told this gray color is unique to the Final Edition. So this color, this orange color, is called Harvest Sunrise and comes on this Final Edition. And it's a two-tone paint job, as you guys can see. You can see, I hope the camera picks up this magnificent metal flake that's in this orange color, but then also it's two-tone with this black, which also has a good bit of metal flake in there. It's all sparkly. That's not dirt, that's the metal flake there, guys. I hope the camera does pick that up. And this unit came with the footstep bracket here on it. And other than that, it is a Final Edition, so it is pretty much loaded up on the inside. So let's go ahead and pop the hood here, and we'll show you guys what's underneath. Now, you know, this is like everything else in these modern day vehicles where they really don't show you a whole lot. And most everything's covered in plastic, which is unfortunate. Because what you're paying for here is this motor in this vehicle. So you can get glimpses of it from the side. So I'll try and sneak you guys in there so you can see the wonderful supercharger here on top and the engine with the orange block, the famous Hemi orange, if you will. It says TRX on the big plastic engine cover. Here's a little bit better shot of the engine underneath the hood here. And you can see the intake, the air intake here is connected and functional with this hood. So it does come in through that hood scoop on the top of this hood. Go ahead and pull that down. So again, the TRX comes with the hood scoop activated hood, and it does have the marker lights in here, which is because of the wideness of this vehicle. This vehicle is so wide that it's required to have those light markers in the hood because of its width. And man, this thing, it's freaking huge. It is so big. I would say my only gripe about this vehicle, and you have to do a lot of it around here, is parking it. It's big, so it's difficult to park, especially in these parking lots. These, it's just so big. I hate parking this thing. There's no way to find a space that's meant for this, because how many people have a TRX that they need to park? Not many. Again, you have the big bed, and because it's a final edition, it comes pre-bed lined. You have the rail racks, you have the sliding rear window, the soft open bed. It does have the kick down step here to kick down so you can climb up into the bed, which I do every time I wash it because it's really hard to reach the top. Without that, even with my step ladder, I can't get to the top, to the center section very well. So I like to climb up here to get that done. And it's real easy to lift it up and close it. It's very useful, very useful. The Final Edition also comes with the black exhaust tips and tow hitch pre-installed with your usual connectors here. So you can go ahead and hook that up. I believe it's rated for just over 8,000 pounds for towing capacity, which is nice to have, but quite honestly, I'll be doing the same kind of towing that I did in the 4xe with this. So this is more than capable to handle what I'm going to be doing with it. So let's go ahead. Oh, you have the sticker on the hood too, that of course says TRX across it, to let everybody know that you spent the big bucks. So without haste, let's go ahead and jump inside the vehicle and take a look at the inside. I guess while we're walking over to the inside, the wheels, again, in case you're curious, they are a 35-inch wheel on an 18-inch rim, bead lock capable like we talked about earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. All right, so I opened up all these doors so you guys can see this. It's getting dark out here. Had to wait till the evening because it's so hot outside, so I apologize for that. But again, this being the Final Edition, you get the panoramic hood or roof in here. It slides open and you can close it. There's a cloth closing or closure that comes over it, where you can vent it up if you just want to do that instead of pulling it all the way back. But it's extremely nice to have that. Something that I like to have in almost every car that I own is at least a sunroof. It's something I like to have. I like the open air, open feel. You know, you guys seen all the Jeep videos. You know I like that. The seats, again, nice leather seats, TRX stitching across the top of them. Very comfortable, ventilated, heated. They're even ventilated and heated in the back seats. We'll get to that in a second. Again, you have the suede inserts on all the interior pieces. You have the color stitching throughout here. Very nice handle in the center. I know some of the trucks have gotten away from that, but the shifting knob being in the center, that's where it's meant to be. That's where it feels right. Let's keep it there, trucks. Take notes, everybody. And then, of course, you have very nice door cards on this. You have the carbon fiber in here, and it is real carbon fiber. And then the nice inserts, very high end. This is not a work truck, guys. This is a luxury truck with high performance, and it feels it. It is so comfortable. Sitting in this fully adjustable chair, it's like sitting in a lazy boy and driving down the street. It's phenomenal. And the steering wheel, which I have turned right now, but it also has the inserts on the top and the bottom that give it a racy feel, if you will. And it's nice and thick. It has nice grips on the side here, and it's very comfortable, very nice on your hands when you're driving it around, and you get a lot of grip. So we'll come in here and we'll take a look at the passenger side real quick. Scoot around to that. So over here on the driver's side, rear door, again the nice cards with the leather covering, the carbon fiber inserts, nice chromed out handles. It's got the dark chrome on it. It looks really, really good. Attention to detail on this truck is really, really good. And the sound system, again, it's phenomenal. You have speakers in the doors, speakers in the dash, you have speakers in the roof, you have speakers everywhere in this thing. And that's why the sound is so incredible. And just like the other side, pull up the mats and you have the cooler bins in here, and you can actually pull these inserts out to empty them out if you're putting ice and stuff in there. So plenty of storage in this vehicle. Plenty and plenty of storage. And of course, the headrests fold down if you need more visibility. If you want to fold down these seats, you can do that. all of that is possible, and the electric sliding window. So let's hop in, power it up, and show you some of the infotainment. So over here on the passenger side, again, you still have your glove box like most cars, and then you also have a cubby up top where you can put stuff in there. And it comes with some connectors for towing and tire monitoring and so forth. That's really helpful if you do a lot of towing. Again, it says TRX on here on the carbon fiber insert. Again, you have the big screen with all the fancy buttons, and you still have your manual buttons down here and your auxiliary buttons. We'll get into that in a little bit. All your vents are in here, plenty of venting. And again, you get, just like the driver's side, very nice leather covered seats with the ventilation and heating, fully controlled on the side here. Again, another lazy boy for your passenger, and the same door cards over here with the automatic windows and locks. And you have the Harman Kardon stereo throughout this thing. The sound system is phenomenal in this vehicle. And you have the magic mirror, which we'll jump in and power this up, and I'll show you that as well. But moving back to the rear seats, again, you have the suede inserts on these seats, very nice stitching, the Molly pockets on here for any attachments, and a big pocket, put your things in back here. Very comfortable, tons of room. This came with the floor mats in it. Hidden under the floor mats, again, are the, if you guys know Ram trucks, you have the cooler pockets in here. You can store stuff in there. These are actually pretty big and pretty deep. You can put a lot of stuff in there. Again, you have the leather seats on the back, and again, ventilated and heated as well. These lift up and you can put more storage back here, and this storage unit can fold out and give you a little more space if you'd like that as well. You also have the armrest. You can pull the armrest out. You have 2 cup holders here, 2 cup holders here, and then a couple more up front, and then cup holders in the doors. So this is very American. They know we like our drinks and we bring tons of them. And these hold lots of cup sizes, so you don't have any issues with that. And then you have more storage in the armrest here for the back. My son tends to get car sick in any vehicle he's in, so we're prepared for that. If you're wondering what those were. As I said before, in the rear, there's also jacks for your phones. You have the C port and the USB, as well as they can control their heated and cool or ventilated seats here in the back seats. And then you have an additional power plug here for plugging in things like a laptop or something, small appliance stuff. And more air vents that can be controlled, and you see more carbon fiber throughout. And again, the suede inserts on the seats, and just, it's super nice place to be. And there's tons of room in here. I'll go ahead and climb in here. So you guys know I'm no small guy. I'm 6 feet tall, 260 pounds, and I've got room for my head up here. I'm sitting here very comfortably in this seat. I can put the armrest down and store my things in here if I'd like to. And I've got enough spots to put as many drinks as I want as I'm sitting back here. And I'll flip this over so you guys can see my leg space. And as you guys can see, this chair is where I sit when I'm driving. I've got tons and tons of room for my legs and knees without having to worry about it. I can do jumping jacks back here, guys. Tons and tons of room. So over here with these buttons, of course, you have your start stop that you guys push to start the vehicle. And you can fumble through the modes. They'll change here as you push the side-to-side switches over here. And then there's, of course, launch mode down here. You can push launch mode and that'll engage it. And the dash over here will tell you what to do while doing that. And maybe we'll do a video on that in the future. And then down here, you also have your 4-wheel drive auto, your axle lock for low, for high, and you can turn on your steering control, your traction control and those things, and your hill descent as well. You have a trailer hitch control down here, and you can adjust the sensitivity of that. You have your auxiliary buttons, and you have your parking warning sensors, turning them on and off. And then you have your infotainment system, typical Ram unit, Stellantis unit here, You have your home. You can set up widgets and navigation widget on there. You can go into media. You can change your media around, set all your presets in here. You have your comfort, which is your HVAC, which they do have physical buttons out here on the outside for you to control that with as well. So you can turn your fan up, down, temperature up and down, and switch from auto to manual, and change your front defrost system and your rear defrost system as well. You can also control what's going on with the navigation. You hit the navigation button and it'll go full screen on the navigation. I don't use this much because I tend to use my CarPlay, but you can see your CarPlay in here. You can also click over to vehicle, and in vehicle you can look at your cameras. So this vehicle again has the great surround sound or surround camera in here, so you have cameras all around the vehicle, and you can click through those different cameras and see what's all around you. And you can click an auxiliary camera on here if you're going to hook one up to, say, your trailer, if you're towing something behind you. And you actually have two set hookups for that, so you can hook up two different cameras if you'd like. But these cameras come in really clear. I don't know if the camera will pick this up as I'm recording it, but you have very good pictures of everything that's around you. So it's really nice to use this. It's nice to have that feature. If you're doing some off-roading with the vehicle, this would come in handy to navigate through those trails. And then also you have your dashboard set up in here, so you can go through these options and tweak and control each of those things if you'd like to. You have your mirror, which I'll show you that in a second here. And then you have all of your settings for your display. You can set up different profiles based off of your key and user. So you can do your presets on the door. I'll show you that real quick. So you have your preset seating that also affects what you have on your dash, where your chair is, how your mirrors are, and your presets for the radio and the infotainment unit. So you can go through and set those different things up. And then you can pretty much tweak everything in here. I'm not going to go through all of this stuff. If you guys would like a video on that, shoot down in the comments and let me know, and I can do a little bit more on that. But this is very similar to all the other units that I've done previous videos on. So if you want to see that, it's much like the Wagoneers. The Wagoneers was a bigger screen this way. This is the same basic controls, but the screen goes that way instead. So it's real user-friendly. You can see the list of the apps in here, your favorites, and you can go through and you can customize all of that. So this unit is very good again. Again, you have plugs for your cell phones and devices in here. You have another little cubby in here. It does have wireless charging. You can slide your cell phone into that. The two cup holders in here, like we said, and then in the door. So again, if you're thirsty, you have tons of space for that. You have a giant storage cubby in there for tons of stuff. Lots of videos talk about the display on here. You can do calculations if you're into doing math on your free time. That's really not my cup of tea, but if that's your thing, you can go ahead and do that. And then there's another cubby up top where you can put stuff and store your glasses and things of that. It's actually a lot of space in here for storing things. And I keep talking about this. Let's get to it. The magic mirror. So this mirror can be a basic standard mirror as you see it right now, or you can flip the switch and it becomes a digital mirror and uses the camera system to see what's in the back of you. So I like it with the digital mirror on. My wife doesn't, so we basically flip back and forth constantly. This mirror allows you to adjust some of the settings in here, so you can zoom the camera up or down and left and right to make sure that you have the picture that you want behind you. Again, you have a space for your glasses up here. You have your controls for the sunroof and the sliding rear window right here. You have your SOS buttons. You have your light controls throughout here. You have your home unit for your garage door, and under the sun visors, you do have lighted mirrors. These do disconnect and slide to the side, and you can slide them out. So you has you covered for your shade, and like we were talking about before, you can actually close up this shade up top if you'd like to do that to keep the unit cool. Of course, this does not fit in our garage, so it sits in our driveway, So we close this whenever we're not out driving it to try and keep it cool in here, because it does get very hot in here. It's an all black interior, has a suede insert, more speakers up front, very nice stitching throughout. This is a very luxurious and comfortable place to be. And it does have heads up on the dash as well. And you have your nice little Ram unit, if you guys can see that, right out there on the window. And this is just a great vehicle. It's super nice, super comfortable. The only downside to it is really, it's not shocking to anybody, so it probably won't shock you guys. But I would say that miles per gallon, you know what you're getting when you buy this vehicle. So you can't act like you're surprised by this. But yes, it does not get great miles per gallon. We've been averaging roughly 12 with a good bit of highway mixed in there and around town. I think this tank is all around town. You guys can see there that we're actually at about 9 miles per gallon in this, but it's so worth it. It's so much fun to drive. You have all the power in this giant vehicle. It's just obnoxious. It's loud. It's comfortable. It's easy to drive. It's just great. I love this thing. So let's go ahead, take this thing on a short little drive and show you what it's like driving around in it. All right, so how does it drive? How does it handle? That's probably one of the things that you're wondering. Is it a big, crazy truck that's really hard to drive? Does it handle rough like a truck? I mean, what was the general consensus of a TRX? Well, you know, we've had this for a little bit now, and it's taken me a little while to get the video out. So we've had some time to put some miles on it. You know, we almost have a couple thousand miles on it at this point. And I will have to say, as someone who's not the biggest fan of really large vehicles, this thing is surprisingly nimble. It handles really well. And this seat, as I showed you earlier, is like sitting in a lazy boy on 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. This thing gets up and goes, and man, is it comfortable to lounge around in. And it handles all of these bumps. If you saw some of that footage, we're on a nice little curvy road here in the middle of Mexico, having a good time, enjoying what this vehicle does, and it just soaks up the road. It's very nice to drive around. It handles great. You can change your situation with the infotainment unit here. You can go around from a sport ride to a comfortable ride and everything in between, Baja mode and all of that stuff. And it does a really good job. It's awesome. I mean, except for that 12 miles per gallon that we're averaging in it, it's freaking phenomenal and a blast to drive around. You would absolutely love this thing. You get miles per mile if you don't get MPGs. It's just so much fun. What else can I say? This thing is fantastic. So hopefully you guys can see the heads up display. Like we talked about earlier, it does have a nice little display there. It tells you the speed limit of the area you're in, the speed that you're going, and it also tells you the road that you're on at this time. And it's small and subtle, especially in this giant vehicle, but it's just enough for what you need to keep your eyes on the road at all times. You know, all the previous reviews that have been done on the TRX, this being the final edition, it's been out for quite a while now, and I don't think you've ever seen anybody that said they regretted getting a TRX. This thing is great. It does everything you want, everything that everybody promises, makes all the right noises, has the supercharger, has the power, has the handling, has the comfort. This thing is great. I'm loving it. Yes, it was super expensive, but it was worth every penny, and you get what you pay for. This thing is phenomenal. Well, guys, that's our brand new to us Ram TRX Final Edition 2024, and we're loving it so far. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. We really appreciate your support, you guys watching. Please leave some comments down below of whatever you want to know, or whatever details you want to know more about, or whatever questions you have about this Ram TRX, and I'll do my best to answer those, and even possibly create a video for you if it makes sense to do that. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, share this with your friends, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. We're going to have it ready for you, and we're looking forward to making some good content about this Ram TRX. This one might be another long-term keeper like the GTO. I know I've said that a time or two before, but I think this one is actually going to make the cut. It's that good, guys. It's that good.